resolution, refresh rate, response time, size, panel type. These are probably some of the things you hear the most when you're looking to buy a new monitor. But does it help you find that perfect monitor for your needs? And what makes a monitor the best? Hey, I'm Nicholas from Ratings.com. We bought and tested over 30 of them this year, so we know a thing or two. And we could definitely say that there's no single best monitor that works for everyone. Instead, you have to think about your budget and what you need the monitor for. So today's video is really a buying guide. We'll take a look at some of the best options for different uses. Then we'll talk about the best monitors for any type of use. Just keep in mind that we take price and availability into account when making these recommendations. And these are just that, so don't worry if your monitor isn't on this list either. As long as it suits your needs and you're happy with it, that's all that matters. First off, let's start with the basics. Work monitors. You could pretty much use any monitor for work, but there are advantages to upgrading your setup. Displays with high resolutions help make text look sharp, and some have ergonomic stands that make them easy to adjust. Even having a bright screen helps if you work in a bright office. So that's where the Dell U2723QE checks all the boxes for a work monitor. It has a 4K resolution with sharp text, and it gets bright enough to fight glare in most rooms too. And it has a ton of features with its USB hub, which is what really makes it stand out. The USB-C port supports DisplayPort Alt mode and 90 watts of power delivery, so you could connect your laptop to work on it and charge it with the same cable. Plus, it has a KVM switch that makes it easy to change sources and use the same devices connected to the monitor, like your keyboard and mouse. And don't worry, there's a good set of USB ports available, so you won't run out of space. But what if you're a content creator and you need accurate colors? Then what? Sure, the Dell is pretty good for this, but it's not a recommended pick here. That would be the Asus ProArt Display PA279 CRV. It's actually very similar to the Dell with a 4K 27-inch screen and USB hub. But what makes this better for any sort of editing is that it has picture modes meant for various color spaces you might work with. From the basic sRGB space to the wider Rec 2020 space, it has you covered. Plus, it's pretty accurate, so you might not even need to calibrate it. One of the downsides is that it has limited picture quality in HDR, which is disappointing if you need that for editing. But it could be worth spending more on gaming monitors if you want the best HDR performance. And that's where we'll jump to next, gaming. You need different things from a gaming monitor than a typical work monitor. You want something with a fast response time for sharp motion and low input lag for a responsive feel. Having a high refresh rate is also useful if your setup can maintain such high frame rates. You can even round out your gaming experience with good picture quality. If that's what you're looking for, check out the Asus PG32 UCDM. It's a high-end QD OLED with a 4K 240Hz display, so it offers smooth motion and sharp images. Plus, gaming feels incredible thanks to its near instant response time, so there isn't much blur with fast-moving objects. While there are other monitors that also offer this for gaming, what makes this the best for HDR gaming is its picture quality and features. Besides having a high contrast and deep blacks, highlights also really pop and colors are vivid. And it even supports Dolby Vision, which is useful for sources that support it, like an Xbox. Or you could even use it to watch your favorite Blu-rays. I won't make you wait until the end of the video to tell you this is the most expensive monitor on the list. Stay tuned because our best all-around pick is actually a bit cheaper. But for HDR gaming, this one can't be beat. If you don't need the absolute best picture quality and prefer the best pure gaming performance instead, consider the Asus PG27 AQDP. It's different from the PG32 UCDM because it has a 1440p resolution with a 480Hz refresh rate. This is ideal even for competitive gamers who crave high refresh rates, and it has everything you'd want in a gaming monitor, like sharp motion and low input lag. Plus, it has an OLED panel like the PG32 UCDM, so its picture quality is nothing to laugh at. It just doesn't have the same vivid colors as a QD OLED. There's a catch with this monitor. At the time of filming this video, it's still on firmware MCM 103, which has some bugs that cause the settings to change or not work at all. It might be worth holding out buying this monitor until there's a firmware update to fix it. You can also consider the LG 32GS95 UEB if that concerns you. It's another OLED with a special dual mode feature that allows it to run at 480Hz with a 1080p resolution. but that means your games aren't as detailed as on the Asus. So, what if you don't need a monitor for one specific usage, but you need something for any use? These next few picks are versatile, all-around good monitors that each occupied their own price niche in the market. The Dell G2724D is a solid option that you could get for pretty cheap, and while it's not really the best at anything, it offers great value for most people. And that's what we want here, you know? It has gaming features like a 165Hz refresh rate, and motion looks crisp with its fast response time. Plus, it supports all common VRR formats. This means that it works with the PS5, which is pretty rare for basic monitors. Even if you want to use it for work, gets bright, has wide viewing angles, and comes with an ergonomic stand. It just doesn't have any USB ports like a dedicated work monitor. Sounds pretty awesome, right? There are some downsides, of course. The picture quality is pretty bad in HDR, but that's what you have to expect for a cheap display. If you do want something with good HDR, you'll have to spend more, but luckily not that much more. The AOC Q27G3XMN is another monitor that provides a ton of value, especially when you're comparing price versus performance. It has almost the same screen specs as the Dell, 27-inch screen with a 1440p resolution and a higher 180Hz refresh rate. So you know it's good for gaming. There's just some smearing with fast-moving objects. But what makes this stand out versus other budget monitors is that it uses mini LED backlighting. This helps it display deep blacks in dark rooms, and highlights really pop on it too. This makes for a fantastic HDR experience, and even in SDR, it gets bright enough to fight glare. This also makes it a good choice for work, but like the Dell, it doesn't have any USB ports, so just make sure your laptop or computer has enough ports for your devices if you need it for productivity. You could also check out some mid-range options for more if you do want a jack-of-all-trades monitor that has more features, like that USB hub. That's where the Acer Nitro XV275K comes in. The picture quality is actually pretty similar to the AOC. It has mini LED backlighting with deep blacks and bright highlights, so it's great for HDR. What makes it an upgrade over the AOC is that it has a higher 4K resolution, so text looks sharper and images are more detailed. This is one of the reasons it's pretty versatile for any use too. To round it out, it has a USB-C port with 90 watts of power delivery to your laptop and HDMI 2.1 bandwidth that works with any signal from the PS5 and Xbox Series X or S. But it has high input lag at 60 Hz, which can be problematic if you play games at 60 Hz like on consoles. Luckily, motion looks pretty sharp though. It checks off a bunch of boxes from console and PC gaming to work, and it's even something to consider if you're a content creator and need that high-end picture quality. And finally, the best monitor in 2024 is the Samsung Odyssey OLED G8, which is also known as the G80 SD or the S32DG80. It's a high-end monitor with fantastic performance in pretty much anything you need it for. It's a 4K 240Hz QD OLED like the Asus PG32 UCDM that we talked about earlier. So while the Samsung isn't the absolute best for HDR gaming like the Asus, because it doesn't support Dolby Vision, it costs less for very similar performance. That's why it's the best option for most people when taking price and performance into account, especially if you don't need the Dolby Vision support. It has pretty much everything you'd want in a monitor. Incredible picture quality with perfect blacks, no blooming, and vivid colors. A smooth gaming feel with a fast response time and low input lag. And the matte coating also reduces glare well. Plus it has a neat set of extra features. It comes with the Tizen Smart platform, so you could stream content without a PC. And it has an ARC port to connect the soundbar, so it's a good alternative for a multimedia setup if you don't have the space for a TV. Just keep in mind that OLEDs risk burn-in with constant exposure to the same static elements over time, so this isn't something to use only for work. But it's still fine if you're gonna change things up, like if you plan on gaming when you aren't working. Well, that's it for the best monitors to buy in 2024. There are a lot of great monitors we haven't mentioned too, and you could visit our website for full reviews and more recommendations. So which monitor is the one for you? Do you agree or disagree with our picks? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm Nicholas from Ratings.com, where we help you find the best product for your needs. Ciao. You could also consider the LG 32GS95 UAB if that concerns you. It's another OLED with the special...
Sorry.
Yeah, no, good.
I can leave. I just was so impressed that you got that in one go.
Is this because
LG 32GS9 FUE is nothing?
It just made me laugh.